Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have my sweet client here and we are going to be doing her nails. So first off, we are just going to be filing. We are using a medium to fine sanding band. I get these off of Amazon. These are really good, or if you guys have a local salon centric nearby, honestly, definitely recommend getting them. They're at the Medical bands, Mediccool, and they are really good. So first off, I like to just go around the nails, remove all of that shine, and she did have a little bit of gel from a previous set, and we are just going to go ahead and remove that. There's only a little bit, so honestly no need to pull out acetone and a cotton ball and things like that to soak it off. You guys are able to easily file just that little bit off in the time that you guys are prepping the nail. They'll come right off. And then I also like to try and shape the free edge a little bit, but her nails were a little bit too short to be shaping with my e-file. So later on you guys will see me go in with a hand file and go ahead and tidy up the edges of the nail. And then again, we are going up the sides and over and making sure to really prep by that cuticle area, just because you don't want to miss anything like that. But before I had even did this, I pushed her cuticles back. Pushing the cuticles back, honestly you guys, I highly recommend going in there and taking your time on pushing the cuticles back, because I feel like sometimes with clients their cuticles kind of stick to their nail bed, and it's nice to push them back so then you're able to get that nice look around the cuticle. When after you apply it, everything just looks so much more seamless. And then you guys can kind of see that I go from side to side and up and down. The reason being is sometimes there's ridges in the nail, or there's certain areas that I'm not able to get if I just go from side to side. So I like to go the up and down too. And then this little bit right here, you guys have heard me say this in the past, but I love this bit. Ever since I started using this bit, I've had clients go from 6 to 8 weeks with their nails, when before they were only going 3. So honestly you guys, I highly recommend this bit. It really gets in the nooks and crannies and any hard to reach places. It makes sure to get that cuticle out. And sometimes the cuticle, it's almost like where you can't see it, but it's able to go underneath the cuticle a little bit, so you are able to get all of that stuff out. Just because sometimes when prepping and pushing back the cuticle, a lot of that cuticle might be pushed up underneath the cuticle. And then now I have going in and just filing those edges. I know you guys might think like, why is she doing this? We are going to be covering it. It is because I like the nails to be nice when they grow out underneath. Some clients, they don't want to file it. Some clients, when they are getting their nails done, they want to grow them out and eventually put gel over them or things like that. And I like to keep that as an option for my clients if that is something that they might want to do. So I like to keep it nice and straight when it's growing out, or just so then if I did end up taking off the set, we soaked them off and we did a gel manicure, I like to be able to have their nails nice and even. And I just feel like it looks a lot better too at the grow out underneath if they were to see their nails. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with these cuticle nippers, taking off all that cuticle just because I don't want that to be in the way. And it just looks a lot better without too. But I do feel like taking this off before laying acrylic, I feel like lately I have been liking that just because it allows it to be up and out of the way. Sometimes I do feel like clients' nails are very, how do you say, like the cuticles are kind of big, so it ends up getting in the way, and then if acrylic gets on them, and it's just, yeah. I feel like you're able to get a lot closer to the cuticle without touching the cuticle if there is no cuticles on there as well. Then just getting my KDS glue, and I have started using this just because I just had a ton of it left over. So I was like, you know what, let me pull this out and try it out. And I do feel like this glue actually glues fairly fast. So if you guys have been on the search for some glue, honestly, these are really good too. And they don't glue shut right away. I make sure that mine is sat upright in between my top coats, so it doesn't end up falling over and the glue seeps out and all that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue these montage tips on. These are really amazing tips, you guys. I've been really loving the C-curve tips, and they are a tip where it allows you not to have to shape as much. So honestly, you guys, I really love these. And you guys could see that they go really well on her natural nails too. I feel like they just hug the nail really nice. And I don't feel like I'm going to have to go in and file a ton to blend the artificial tip into her natural nail. So you guys, I am trying to make sure I am in frame for you. Let me know if you guys do like this camera angle. Before, I used to do more of an overhead video type of thing, and some people said that they couldn't really see what I was doing, so I started doing this angle. So let me know if this is a good angle for you guys, if you guys are able to see everything that I am doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and tape two forms back to back, and I am going to measure the nail. She decided the size of the nail that she had wanted. Usually I'll cut a few and I'll ask them again and say like, okay, like how is this length? Just because I don't want them to end up asking me again later on to cut them. So I do feel like right now at this step it is a lot easier to cut them and shape them, or like cut them and shape them how they want. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them to size. Using this, honestly, you guys, this is a really good method. Or if you guys are looking for something a little bit easier than this, I've seen people actually put magnets on, like little magnets on the back of their nail tip cutter, and they were actually able to go a lot faster. So I'm thinking about getting those. If I do, you guys will see them in a future video, so make sure to stay tuned and make sure to hit that subscribe button, because you guys will be able to see any of the fun stuff that I do decide to purchase. Let me know down in the comments down below if there is any videos that you guys would like to see, or you guys would like to see me do. I'll be more than happy to do them for you, even if it is not a nail tutorial. I love doing any types of nail content. But now we are going to be we are blending the tips into the natural nail. I am not filing her natural nail any more than what I had did to prep the nail. All I am doing is blending the tip. Now I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate these nails. I like to do 2 coats of dehydrator because I feel like that really helps ensure that everything is nice and it is adhered to the nails really well. And after you guys prep, what you guys want to tell your clients is to not touch their nail beds and explain to them why they shouldn't, because the oils are going to make it to where the nails don't last as long. So you want to really avoid putting any types of oils on them. So right here, you guys could see me struggling. I don't know what's been up, but lately my my young nails protein bond, for whatever reason, the lids on all of them, or the brush, the brush on every single one of them lately that I've been getting has been falling out. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I feel like I have been struggling with it. Every time I go and apply it, it wants to fall off. But now I'm going to go ahead and put on this acrylic mix that I had made. I had a glitter from Montage, and I had their clear acrylic, so I wanted to go ahead and mix them together. I thought it was a very beautiful glitter. They have a ton of glitters. If you guys seen my reel that I had did on my Instagram, I have so many glitters from them. I love their glitters, the amount of glitters that they have for sale, and the fact that they put them in a small container the way they do, I love it. It's not too small, not too big, and I really enjoy that because a lot of times, like, I feel like with some nail brands, they do like a huge container of it, and I find that I never end up finishing that big of a glitter of container. Unless, like, back in the day when I first started doing nails, probably like 3 years in, I did have that rose gold glitter, and everyone in their mom wanted that glitter. So, of course, instead of buying the small little one, I did end up going to Michael's and getting a big thing of that, and it's lasting me till this day. And black glitter, because black glitter, I feel like, never goes out of style. Everyone really, really loves black glitter, so I make sure to have that in bulk as well. So if it is something that is, like, I know clients are going to be wanting it, I will end up spending the money on a bigger container of it, but I like to just get the smaller ones if it's a glitter that I know might not be a popular favorite or whatnot, and it lasts me forever. Like, my glitter collection that I've had, it has lasted me for a very, very long time. But what I am doing on these nails real quick, I do want to mention that I am putting it at the tip of the nail, and I am blending it up. I don't want any harsh lines in these nails at all because it is going to be an ombre, and I really want to make sure that everything transitions nicely into one another. But on that post, if you guys had seen my reel, you guys had seen that I had kind of talked about my collection a little bit. I know when you guys are first starting, it is very frustrating, and I don't know, it kind of makes you envious of other nail techs that have such a big collection. But let me tell you guys will get there, I promise you. I feel like when I first started, I always would look at people's, like, nail room tours and all this stuff, and I would wish I had a collection that big. I wish I could afford something like that. And your time will come, you guys, as long as you guys work hard at your craft and keep on putting yourself out there. I feel like your clientele will grow and you'll get where you want to be. But I feel like everyone's path is so different that for you, it might take sooner, it might take longer. It just really depends on how you are running your business and the things that you're doing. And I do feel like the more you put your face on your social media account and the work that you do, I feel like the more engagement that you usually get. So honestly, if you guys have been afraid of talking on your nail Instagram or showing your face, I highly recommend to do it, just because I do feel like ever since I've been showing my face on my Instagram, I do feel like my engagement is a lot better than what it used to be. So if you are looking to maybe influence people with your craft, I definitely recommend showing yourself, get yourself out there. I feel like a lot of people, they like to see a face behind the screen and behind the nails. And for this brush that we are using, it is a Mia Secret brush. It's been forever ago since I bought this brush. You guys could see that this brush is super old, but it has been used and abused, and I love this brush. I feel like acrylic doesn't get stuck inside of it. The bristles are really, really good, and they're very dense. I feel like they did a really good job on this brush. I love it. I wish I could find a larger one of these just because how much I love this one. But I haven't been able to find them in stores anywhere that I've gone. So if you guys do know if they have any Mia Secret brushes like this, please let me know, because I'm highly, highly, highly interested in getting them. I really, really do want another one of these again. And another thing that I did want to say is if you guys didn't want to have to work on laying 2 different acrylics, because after I laid this glitter acrylic, I feel like some of the glitter was sticking out a little bit, so I did end up capping this glitter with clear acrylic, and then I went ahead and ombre the pink over. But if you want to skip the step of having to lay 2 acrylics, something that I would recommend doing is actually getting gel and sprinkling the glitter over the gel and curing it. But just paint it over the tips, not the whole entire nail. But I feel like this would have made it so much easier. And application wise, I feel like it would have had taken me as long as I did in this set. So I definitely recommend trying that out, just because I feel like doing maybe a glitter tip like that would be so much easier. The look of it might be a little tiny bit different, but yeah. I didn't end up capping the set in the clear acrylic on video, just because I did feel like it took some time to have to do all that, but I just wanted to mention that I did end up doing that. So if you guys are looking to do a set like this, just so you guys know how to do it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get this pink acrylic. This is Cotton Candy from Valentino. I had gotten 2 of their colored acrylics and I've been trying it out. And so far, so good, you guys. Honestly, I have been liking their covered acrylics. I haven't tried their vibrant colors yet. I forget what those ones are called. But so far for the cover acrylics, I do really like it. I have this one, and then I have one, the name of it is Cream, but that one's really, really nice too, if you're looking for a nice, subtle, neutral, nude color. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and pat everything into place and drag it down. With doing an ombre, I do feel like working with smaller beads of acrylic. In this case, I do feel like it was working better for me, so I highly recommend maybe trying working out with smaller beads instead of doing a large bead, just because I feel like with a large bead, I wasn't able to control how much of my pigment was going in certain places, and I feel like with a smaller bead, I was able to do so. Alright, you guys, now we are on our last nail, and we are just going to go ahead and blend that in, clean up the cuticle, and once I am done with this, I'm going to go ahead and move back to my other nail. But before doing that, I do also like to cap the ombre in clear acrylic, just because I don't want to end up messing up my blend at all. I do find that if you end up not doing that, I feel like you end up filing, and the filing ends up actually cutting into your design. So honestly, do the extra step, do the clear acrylic. You guys will thank yourselves later, because you don't want to end up doing all that work and laying all this beautiful product down just for your design to be messed up. So this is like a really, really good step to add to your nails just because you don't want that to end up happening to you. I would do that in the past where I would end up trying to avoid shaping so much because I was like, oh, I'm going to end up messing up this beautiful set that I just did. And I was afraid to make them too bulky or anything like that. So honestly, I just put it where it's needed. You don't need to go super high up, like all the way up to the cuticle. That is not something that you need to do. If the apex needs to be a little bit more, then you could go ahead and build that apex a little bit more. But as far as making the nails super thick and bulky, you don't need to do that, because then you'll end up finding yourself having to thin them out, and you don't want to have to thin out all of that acrylic because it will take so much time applying it and having to remove it. I like to mainly target the product right there where that blend, right before the blend starts to happen. I like to put the bead of acrylic down right there and then just go from there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add more monomer because I was running out. The monomer that I am using is also from Montage, and this stuff works really, really good. I have been using it with Young Nails, or no, not Young Nails acrylic. I haven't tried it with Young Nails acrylic, but I've tried it with Montage's acrylic. It works hand in hand, of course. I've tried it with Valentino, and I've tried it with Not Polished. All of the brands that I just listed, I love the way this works with it. So if you guys do end up getting it, I highly recommend it, just because you guys will feel like everything works so seamlessly. And before the monomer that I did use Young Nails for some time, and then I did use Not Polish's monomer as well. And so far, for a long time, my favorite was Young Nails, but then after I did end up switching to the Not Polish, and I liked that, but with some, it made it to where the product was unmanageable for me. But with Montage, I do feel like I'm able to manage a lot of different, like a big variety of product with their brand of monomer. One client that I did have that she also does nails, she was telling me that she used the Montage one as well, and she said that she had really liked it. So she was kind of one of the ones that kind of persuaded me to get it, just because you guys know, even though I am a brand ambassador for Montage, I would always use my Young Nails brand. I love my Young Nails. For the longest time, used it. It was always good to me. But honestly, stepping out of my comfort zone with monomer was probably the best thing that I could have done for my nail journey, just because I do feel like some things works better than others, and it's nice to have different ones on hand. The next monomer that I am going to be testing out, so stay tuned, it is Mia's Secret monomer, and I'm going to be trying it with all of my acrylics to see what I like, and if it's something that I'm going to want to keep in my kit, or maybe even change to. So if you guys enjoy videos like that, make sure to stay tuned, because I am going to be doing videos using that. I have bought it already, I just have been waiting to try it. So make sure to stay tuned. I'm super excited about it. And now I'm going to go ahead and file. And the file that I am using is 8080 grit. I love using 8080 grit because it cuts down file time tremendously. I feel like you don't end up having to like keep on filing to get the shape that you want. And I feel like the shape is really nice and crisp. This Again, this file is not recommended to be used on natural nails at all. The grit is too high for it, where it will end up just tearing through the nails. Okay guys, now I'm just kind of going in and nitpicking the nails, filing what I feel like needs to be filed a little bit more, looking at them from different angles and from the tip up, from the side, from like so many different angles. I like to look at the nails to make sure that the shape is what I want it to be. And if my client moves her hand in all these different ways after she leaves, I want to make sure that she is happy. And then now I'm going to go ahead and file underneath the nails. Now that we are done with on top of it, I like to do this because I do feel like sometimes you guys will notice in some of the nails with that little angle that points down, it makes it look almost like hook nails, and that is not the look that I'm going for. So look at that one. You guys could see it a lot right there, and straightening it out makes such a big difference. The look of the nail looks so much better. And then if I have to tidy it up, I'll go ahead and do it with my hand file. I like to do a majority of that file underneath the nails. I like to use my drill because I feel like it takes it down really fast, and I feel like if I were to take my hand file to do all that, I feel like it would take even longer, having to like file back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just to remove that bulk of product. So that white file, in all honesty, you guys, I feel like I use the white file just because I am trying to get rid of them. I ended up buying those white files at a nail supply store in Rosemead. It's called Nailies, and I was super excited because their files, they have files there that are good pricing, and they had a pack of 50 of them, I believe, and it was only for $8. I was like, what? Okay, I'm buying them. Let me get these. This is a steal. I'm going to use these. I love this store, and I ended up getting them. And I still love the store, but I got these, and you get what you pay for, basically, when I purchased these. So honestly, now I'm just trying to hurry up, go through them, get rid of them. I've been using them for longer nails, or like, I don't know, sometimes I'll even use 2 of the files per set, but not because I'm trying just to hurry up and throw them away, but it's just because I feel like the grit on them, they don't last. And yeah, so, but I did find like a pack of files, like the brown ones that you guys see to the right, and I found ones like that there, and they were on a pack of them for 20 bucks. So when I did end up going, I did end up purchasing those because those are actually cheaper than where I'm at. Just because files where I'm at, like usually a pack of them will go for $35, you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then even with me, I'm super allergic to the product. So it's like, even for my gloves, I've been spending like 60 bucks for a dang box of gloves. And there's only 50 pairs in them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, like, I feel like ever since this pandemic hit, you guys, gloves have been expensive, files, everything, every little thing for my job has been so expensive. I don't know if you guys are feeling it too, but I've been feeling it a lot lately. Or maybe it's just because I bought a whole bunch of gloves and files just recently, so that's why I'm feeling it. But, and then I went ahead and buffed them. Now I'm getting rid of all that dust. I like to go in with that big fluffy brush first, and then I like to go in with this one. This one it's a little bit more sturdy, so it really gets in the cuticle area, making sure that if there is any dust or debris in there, it gets it out. Just because when you go up to the cuticle with the top coat, you don't end up wanting to trap all of that dust in there because it will stick to the top coat, and then the look of it is just not good. It doesn't look clean. But yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the top coat, and I'm just going to go ahead and top coat all the nails, and you guys will be able to see the finished look. I ended up putting these into the light. I put them into the light for 60 seconds, And yeah, you guys, the top coat that I was going to start out using was from Koopa, but I ended up switching just because there was hardly any left in that bottle, and I didn't want to have to struggle to scrape the bottle out. So I ended up going over to Tracey's Nails and grabbing this one, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And in the sun, you guys, right now you can't see the glitter that we put into the nail, but once we go ahead and take her outside, you guys will see the reveal pictures. So if you guys haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video, found something helpful from them. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll be back with more videos. Bye!